Well, hello, Facebook people. I'm Jonan Tiarks at Land of Lincoln Credit Union, and today we're coming to you live from our Prosperity branch. Looks like it's a beautiful day out there, if you like warm and sunny, and we are going to talk about 9 steps to buying a vehicle. We're going to get you prepared so that this summer or later this year, when you're looking to purchase that vehicle, you'll be more prepared and able to make a wise decision and have your money go as far as it can. First thing we're going to talk about is to figure out what you can afford. There's obviously vehicles ranging from all kinds of prices, and we're not just talking about the price of the vehicle either. Those big trucks that look so nice, they take a lot more gas. So when you're thinking about what can you afford, don't only look at the dollar amount, look at the maintenance on the vehicle, how much is it going to cost to fix something, and the gas mileage, and even the tires. Sometimes you buy one of those big trucks and the tires cost more than my little $3,000 car just for a set of new tires. So think about all those things when you're looking at the price of the vehicle you can afford. Next step you want to do is to monitor your credit. There's lots of free websites out there to do that. You can get a free credit report from each of the major bureaus, and you can also use Credit Karma and have a real good idea of what your credit score is. The higher your score, the lower your interest rate is. So right now, if you've got a 7 or an 800 score, you can still get a car loan for under 3% with us. That's pretty good, and that's going to save you a lot of money. If you're lower, you're in the 600s, maybe even down to the 500s, your interest rate's going to be almost double that, and that's just going to cost you more in the long run. So monitor your credit, do the best you can to get it boosted, and that'll save you money in the long run. All right, the next step is we're going to consider what car is right for you. If you've got 3 kids and you do a lot of traveling, you might want to get a van. If you've got no kids and you're young and handsome, then maybe you want a convertible. Anyways, pick the car that's right for you. If you need to do a lot of jobs and carry a lot of things around, a truck, if you do a lot of traveling and you want to save on the gas mileage, a small little 4-door car. So consider what the right type of vehicle is, the main uses you have, and then those extra other uses to make sure you get the right car for you. All right, now we're going to talk new versus used and buying versus leasing. We'll knock the buying versus leasing out right away. Most times you're going to want to buy. Buying gets you to pay off the car, and then you have the equity built up in it so that if you want to get a different one later, you can trade it in, and you have that value of the car there to get you into your next vehicle. The only time you really want to lease a car is if you are planning on always having a car payment, and you like to drive nicer vehicles and you don't drive too much. So when you lease, you basically pay for it for 3 years and then you give it back to the dealer. But if you've driven too much, if you have too many miles than are allowed, then you actually have to pay them money. So really the only time you're going to want to lease is when you want to always have a car payment and you don't drive very far. So there shouldn't be too many of you out there. Now, new versus used. There's benefits to new. Obviously, it always looks really good. There's no maintenance. There shouldn't be any maintenance. There's a warranty on it, so if something does go wrong, you take it to the dealer, they fix it. And oftentimes, dealers will offer you a maintenance package where you can come in for the first year or 2 and get oil changes and the tires rotated and things like that. So it gives you that peace of mind that nothing should go wrong with it, and if it does, it's covered with a warranty. And it's nice to drive a new car and have that new car smell. Generally, though, you can get a better buy for your money out of a used vehicle. They say once you drive off the car lot with your new car, you just lost $3,000. So the used vehicle is something that's going to get you a little bit more car for your money. You can still purchase warranties on a used vehicle, especially if it's not super old. And then you can still be covered in case of those things, and that can be built into your loan payment. So, you just have to decide is the new vehicle, is that the maintenance free, the peace of mind, is that what I really want, or I want to get a little bit more money, more car for my money, and have the chance that something might go wrong with the vehicle, but I can get the car loan for less, and I can get it paid off sooner. All right, step 5, we're going to talk about getting your financing prepared ahead of time. If you aren't prepared with your financing ahead of time, you go to the dealer, you talk to them, and they'll tell you, we can get you financed. And they can. They'll find someone to get you financed. But if you're able to come in ahead of time and talk to one of our loan officers or a loan officer at your own financial institution, they're really going to be able to sit down with you, pull your credit, and show you where you're at and tell you what the best thing they can do for you and what range you can afford. So you've probably picked out what you want to do for your car loan and what you're thinking your payments are going to be. They're going to verify if you can get a car for that much and what your payments actually will be. So then that gives you the peace of mind of knowing when you go there, you know exactly what you can afford. So if the car dealer is trying to talk you into something a little bit out of your price range, you can rein them in, tell them, I think I'll look over here at these. And you know exactly what you're going to get yourself into, and not walk out of there thinking, oh man, I was only going to do $350, now I'm doing $4, I hope I can afford it. So if you get your financing done ahead of time, it's just going to help you be better prepared at the dealership to figure out what you're going to be able to afford and the cars in that range. Also, you want to consider your down payment when you're getting your financing. The more you put down up front, the lower your car payment will be, and the sooner you'll be able to pay off that car. Generally, you can get the whole amount of the car loan financed. But if you do have a few $1,000s saved up to put down on it, sometimes that'll help you get a little bit of a lower interest rate. So at Land of Lincoln, if we only finance up to 80% of the value of the vehicle, so if you put 20% down, then you're going to get a break on your interest rate with us. And there might be other places that do that, but I know we do. So that's something that you really want to consider, because that's going to save you money, you're going to pay it off sooner, and you can build that equity up in that vehicle so that if you do trade it in later for a different one, you've got another down payment in that value of that vehicle when you're trading back in. Next thing you want to do is research vehicles and contact dealerships. There's any kind of car you want out there. There's American made, there's foreign cars, there's so many different ones. Some of them have good reputations, some of them don't. You might have people in your family that only drive Chevy, you might have people that tell you only Ford, and you might have people that say Hondas last forever. So research the vehicles, contact the dealerships. Oftentimes what they sell the most of, obviously, should be a nice car. And you can research the gas mileage on them. You can get on Consumer Reports, and that'll give you the history that the 2011 Honda CR-V has been excellent rated, and the 2012 Chevy Cruze has top rated. So then you have an idea of those two kinds of cars that have really had good ratings. So research the vehicle and contact the dealerships, because even though it's just Jackson Ford or it's Ridings Chrysler Dodge, they get trade-ins of other makes and models, so they might have the vehicle you want. So don't just look at the Honda dealer if you want a Honda, and don't just look at the Chevy dealer if you want a Chevy. Other dealers will have some of those vehicles out there for you too, and then you can have an idea of what you want and where you want to go. Along with that, really, next step number 7 is find the best price on your vehicle. Obviously, with internet on phones, it's really easy to get out there, get on a dealer's website, get on autotrader.com and NADA and Blue Book, and there's so many ways to get out there and see what kinds of vehicles are around in your area that you want to go look at. And if you just go to your local dealer and they're selling a car for $10,000, you might be able to look online and find a dealer or someone within 50 miles that's selling it for $9,000, and it's basically the same mileage and same make and model, but you can maybe it's a different color or something, but you can find go online and you can find the vehicle you're looking for within a certain mile radius, and get out there and find the best price on it. And don't just walk in and pay what the dealer tells you they're selling it for. They're there to try to make money. You're there to try to get the best deal you can. And so oftentimes you can meet them in the middle and walk away with not paying exactly what they wanted and getting the vehicle you really want. All right, as you're getting the car, there's also legal responsibilities that come along with it. Obviously, and usually when you buy from a dealer, they're going to be getting your license plates ordered and getting the title in your name. But you also need insurance. Insurance is a mandatory law in Illinois for vehicles. And when you're researching the type of vehicle, you should also actually be researching insurance. Contact whoever you have your other insurances through and see, what if I buy a newer vehicle and I get a loan on it, what is my insurance going to cost me per month or for 6 months? And then, you might want to ask a few different people and compare prices on your insurance too, because it is different between State Farm and Shelter Insurance and American Family and all those. That's something you want to be researching too. And you have a legal responsibility to get insurance, especially anytime you have a loan on your car, you have to have full coverage insurance on it. So that's something you need to know. And then you need to know every year you have to re-register your vehicle, and now they don't send you a notice in the mail, so you really have to pay attention to the sticker on your vehicle so that it's August, I need to get my vehicle renewed and get that done. You can do it online instead of having to go to the DMV, but it is something you have to do every year. So you want to know your legal responsibilities, and you have a legal responsibility to make your car payment if you do get a car loan. We work with everyone if there's a situation that comes up, and we try to help everyone. But you do have a legal responsibility to make your payment, and that's something you need to consider when you're considering getting a car loan and how big you want your loan payment to be. All right, and one other thing we're going to talk about is preparing for emergencies or those bumps you didn't see coming. It's good if you do have a few $1,000s saved up, you don't have to put all of that down on the vehicle. It might be good to keep $500 or $1,000 set aside in case there is something that goes wrong. Now, when it's a new vehicle, like I said, should be the warranty, so you shouldn't have to pay anything. But if you're buying used, I was 2 weeks ago, on Thursday, I was getting in my car coming to work, and on Friday, I was planning to drive about 4 hours to go up and do a Spartan race. Well, I get in the car and I'm heading to work, and my accelerator, it's shit. And I'm like, oh man, what am I gonna do? I've got a trip for 4 hours. So I take it to AutoZone, they run the test. It's your cam sensor, it's $60. Oh, okay. Well, the $60 for the part, and then you take it to the mechanic, and it's $140 to get this off and get into it and put it on and get it back on. And so $200 later, my car was fixed. I'm able to go up to the Spartan race and practically kill myself. But, if I didn't have that $200 set aside, then that has to go on a credit card, and then I have to make my payments on the credit card. So that really gives you the peace of mind that if those little things come up, and they do with vehicles, you've got that set aside. Also, there's ways you can save money on like your gas mileage. If you're always cranking your AC as high as it can go, you're actually sucking some of the power of the engine. It's making it work harder, and you're using more gas. So if it's a cool day or an overcast day, and you can turn that air conditioning down or even turn it off, then you're saving yourself gas mileage. Not speeding or going too fast can help you save on gas mileage. And anytime that you're out there driving your vehicle, gas prices are fluctuating, and there's so many things that can happen. So having that $500 or $1,000 set aside really can give you the peace of mind that even when you have your car payment, you still have that extra in case something goes wrong, and you can keep driving your vehicle and get all the use out of it that you want. So those are basically the 9 tips we have to help you with purchasing a vehicle. and considering a loan for it. So if you've got questions, go ahead and type them in there, and we will try to get them answered. And while we're waiting to see if anyone has any questions.
We already have a question.
We have a question, okay.
Yeah, going back to credit, at Land of Lincoln, will a loan officer give advice if there are issues with the credit report or if you have poor credit?
Okay, great question on when we pull your credit at Land of Lincoln Credit Union. Will we go over your credit report with you? And if there's something on there that is bringing your credit down, can we give you advice on how to help you with that? Actually, yes, we can. That is really the mission of Land of Lincoln Credit Union, is to educate our members and our communities on financial wisdom, and part of that is your credit report. So yes, we actually offer free to anyone that comes in and wants us to pull their credit. We will sit down with you and go step by step over how you got to where you're at, why your score is what it is, and then the steps you can take to boost it. Whether that's collections or late payments or something that you had a charge off later, or a bankruptcy, any of those issues, we can tell you what it's going to take to help you boost your credit, and how long it's going to take, and then we can give you, we have some of the tools here for how to get on track to get that back up. So yes, we will. Good question. We will help you understand your credit and get back on track if you got off track a little bit. So that was the first question, and so far the only question. And we are close to our time. So if we want to just wrap this up, I would say figure out what you can afford for your vehicle, monitor your credit, come and talk to us, we'll help you with that. Consider the right car, new versus used, and buying versus leasing. Come talk to us ahead of time. We'll really help you have an idea of what you can afford and get you, the best deal you can. Research the vehicles, and then search for the best price on that vehicle locally. Know what you have to do with your legal responsibilities, and then try to prepare for emergencies. And as always, we're here at Land of Lincoln to help you, and we're signing off for this Friday. Peace.